Hey guys, welcome to the Laws of the Game podcast. We're back in session. This is episode number 3, and this is a very, very special episode because we're with um, a child prodigy and also the current captain of the Ateneo men's football team, um, a mainstay in the Philippine men's national team under 23s and also the senior men's national team. And you know, I would say is one of the best local products that we have right now. It's Dov Cariño.
Hey guys,
How are you, bro?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah,
Grateful to have you here.
thank you.
R-
Grateful to be here.
okay. So before we start everything, before we get to know you more, we'll play, what we always play in the podcast, which is a blind ranking. And you don't know what's next,
Yeah,
and we'll give you a specific category. So
sure.
the category we have for you right now or tonight is the best number sevens of all time. Since
Okay.
you're number seven right now, so we'll see if you know your ball knowledge.
Yeah,
Okay. So first we have Real Madrid's Raul.
Raul. I didn't really get to see him play much, but I see like TikToks of him, clips of him. So, probably four.
Number
I'd say
four.
four. Yeah.
Okay. Next is Bayern legend Frank Ribery.
I mean, yeah, he was really good. So I think I'll put him at three.
Three. Okay. Next, English legend David Beckham.
David Beckham. Again, I didn't really get to see him play, but I watched the movie about him and yeah, it looked like football was all about him when he was playing. So for that reason, I'll put him at number two.
Number two. Okay.
Yeah.
Next is one of the best Asian products of all time, Human Son.
I mean, I think Ronaldo's coming, so of course I'm saving number one for him and I'll put Son at five.
Okay, you predicted it because, his nickname is literally the number
Yeah.
CR7. So Cristiano Ronaldo,
Number one. The
number
GOAT.
one.
Yeah.
Okay, the GOAT. Oh, the GOAT in your opinion, not Messi.
Yeah. Ronaldo.
Okay, okay. So, you followed their footsteps in getting the number 7, but before we go to your present career with AMFT and also the national team, let's go back a bit, and I just wanted to know personally about your beginnings as a young football player.
Yeah.
So, uh, you were I would say that you were a football prodigy at the young age because you've mentioned to me that you were playing a grade or two grades up in your year level. So, would you say that you think that helped you in becoming who you are today, like as a player?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, at the time I didn't see it because, like I didn't really like playing up.
Mm,
Found it intimidating, but now that I look back at it, it definitely helped me become who I am today.
mm.
Playing with the older guys helped me in my younger years to be able to keep up with the better players and the bigger players, which I think really helped me become the player I am today.
Oh, I was gonna ask, like, do you think it helped you, like the physicality wise, to hone that evasiveness that you have right now, yung mga trickery mo.
Yeah, I would think so because I think playing up, I got used to being kind of the worst player there, I guess, when I was younger. Everyone was faster than me, bigger than me, and they had more experience. So when I was growing up and I would play with these guys, I would just try and learn from them
Okay.
and try to make my game better.
Okay. So correct me if I'm wrong. You started in Ateneo grade school, right?
AFC, yeah. I
Yeah.
started AFC when I was four.
Okay. Okay. So actually, your brother is also an Atenean athlete and
Yeah.
an accomplished one at that. So in swimming. So for you, how much of an influence has he been so far actually, or over the years on your development as an athlete and also as a person as well?
I mean, yeah, for sure he's been a really big influence. He actually played football too before.
Hmm.
I watched him in Palarong Pambansa, but I think the most important part was I grew up watching him win medals in the UAAP for swimming, breaking records. So of course, I always wanted to be the same. I wanted to follow his footsteps, and he was really a great role model for me growing up, not just in sports but also academics and in life. He's always been a big brother, always helping me through bad times and cheering me on for through the good times. He's one of the most important role models in my life, I guess,
O-
because yeah, I've always looked up to him and I wanted to follow in his footsteps.
Okay. So just to follow up to that, was it always football for you, or did you dabble into other sports also, like swimming?
Um, I
Swimming.
think seriously, I was into football and swimming. And
Swimming.
then, yeah, at some point in grade school, I had to decide whether I wanted to focus on football or swimming. And I guess my brother and I chose two different sports. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
But for you, Dov, like how important was it, or not really important, but like looking back and reflecting, like paving your own path. How much do you give importance to that?
I think it's pretty important
Mm.
that I'm able to make my own name in football,
Mm.
and my brother was able to make his own name in swimming.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think it's a good thing, and I know our parents like it for sure. So yeah, I think it was very important for me.
Okay. So, but yeah, as a result of you choosing football, you've, developed early, and also you showed early signs of potential. And eventually you got offered the scholarship in to play internationally, or to study internationally in uh, British International School, Phuket. So, can you tell me, like, how did that opportunity come up? Because I'm like, ever since, like, diba, I was a student manager before.
Yeah.
I never knew that story, like how you got um invited to study abroad.
Yeah, so basically, when I was younger, I was in this football club, Dreaming Football United, with a lot of the AMFT players like Fonzie, Wilmer, Jethro, And then initially, Fonzie and I and some of our other teammates went there on trial for a scholarship to study there.
Oh,
And actually, only Fonzie made it that year. So I didn't get offered anything. And then the following years, they told me that we were gonna go for a tournament there,
okay.
but they were hiding that it was actually a trial because I didn't want to go back for a trial because yun nga, like I didn't make it the first time. Parang I was shy and I wasn't motivated to go back. So I went there thinking it was a football tournament, and it was a tournament, but we also had trials with the team. And then yeah, so we did that. I didn't really hear anything until the first day of grade 8. I got an email saying, we would like you to join us in a Skype call." So yeah, we got on that call and they offered the scholarship. So I withdrew from Ateneo after the first day and then went to BISP that after that summer.
Okay. Okay, that's really interesting, because actually my next question was, like, did you have any hesitations studying abroad, especially when you're really a young player, and then siguro you were going to be separated from close friends and family. Like, were there any apprehensions for of you, like, leaving home?
I mean, at that age, I just wanted to become a better football player because that's my dream. I want to play pro.
Yeah.
And when I was able to visit the school, I saw all their facilities, the school, and the environment they had. So I was really just excited to go, and I didn't really hesitate. As soon as I got that offer, I decided that I did want to go and I wanted to spend my time there.
Okay, okay. That's good actually. And what would you say were some early, like, setbacks and roadblocks that you experienced in Thailand when you first got there? You know, aside from the obvious na language barrier, parang ganun. Was there
Yeah.
anything like that?
There was no language barrier actually
Mm.
since it was an international school.
Okay.
So all of them spoke English. But I think for me was living alone, I guess. Living alone was the hardest part and adjusting to the football environment in Thailand because it's really different there. Football's like their main sport, whereas in the Philippines it's more basketball, volleyball. So I guess I was culture shocked.
Mm.
Um, how they treated football there. It was really a priority. Even if you were in school, like they really worked to develop their athletes there.
Okay.
And the facilities and the training were like top of like top tier, you know. So
Okay.
I guess for me that was the hardest part, adjusting to the football there, playing with these amazing football players. That was the hardest part for me since I haven't seen that level before moving there.
Okay. Actually, speaking of language, actually, guys, the first time I've met Sina Dov and the
Yeah.
Phuket boys as we call them, I noticed that they had an accent, like the English accent. So did you pick that up when you were in Phuket? Because were there a lot of like um from Europe and stuff like that?
Honestly, I didn't even know. I didn't notice until you guys started pointing it out. But yeah, most of my friends there were English.
Okay.
So I guess being with them for 5, 6 years, some of their words rub off on you, I guess,
Okay.
and the way they speak. So yeah,
What's really interesting is that yeah, I noticed like the accent with like Jethro,
yeah,
Sinafo.
Jethro's is the strongest, I think. Jethro and Fonzie for sure.
Pero si Wilmer at walang accent. I was like, okay, parang naiba siya. But
I mean, because I think Wilmer was with Francis most of the time.
bakit naman si
So
Francis?
Francis Takay.
Uh,
So, parang they were together all the time, magkatabi lang yung rooms nila.
yeah.
So, I guess, I don't know, I guess that made a difference.
Okay, okay. So aside from, you know, your teammates, like your Philippine teammates, if you can share like what's like one memorable moment, I'm sure you have many, one memorable moment that you had in while you were studying in Thailand.
One memorable moment.
Mm,
Like, in terms of football, or,
any actually, pwedeng both football and outside of the field.
I mean, there's too many good memories there, you know. I don't recall any bad memories, so it's all good memories.
Yeah.
But I guess football wise, we played in a tournament in Spain.
Mm,
I break up and we managed to win the tournament. So that was a great feeling, you know. It was my last tournament with the school and we managed to end it on a high.
okay.
And then I guess outside of football, there's just too many. I made a lot of friends there and, you know, living on an island was amazing. We'd just go to the beach or just, it was chill, you know.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I guess going to the beach with my friends a lot.
Mm, okay. Well, I haven't been to Phuket, so I should go there once
Yeah,
again.
for sure. You should.
Okay. So now that you've long graduated in from BISP, like could you share to us like what were some of the lessons and skills that you've learned in the school as a football player and also as a student that you still carry with you today as you become a much mature person and a better football player?
I mean, for sure, I learned how to be more independent.
Mm,
I didn't have any family there, and when I moved there, I didn't know anyone.
mm,
So I guess I learned to try to put myself in more, try to put myself out of my comfort zone because it will always work out, naman.
mm.
And I don't think you'll grow as a person if you don't put yourself out of your comfort zone. And for me, moving there has been probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. I've made lifelong memories and friends, and of course, in terms of football, it really helped me a lot.
Okay.
But yeah, also being more independent, um, like cleaning up after myself, bringing my laundry down, you know. So at a young age, that was really helpful for me.
Mm, okay. So you guys lived in the dorms in a dorm, right?
Yeah, boarding house, yeah.
Okay, so a lot of you boys were in like one room, parang ganun.
Yeah, so it was like in one area lang. There were four boarding houses, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay. Actually, last question for me
So yeah.
in terms of this phase of your life. If you could share, I'm really like interested in this. What what would you say are some stark differences from Philippine football to Thai football? Or, in BISP, like how they taught you to play the game, if you could share.
Um, I mean, the academy there, it was
Mm,
actually run by Brazilians,
okay.
Brazilian coaches,
Yeah.
and yeah, but I think the main difference for me was how different they treated the sport. Um, I think there everyone cared about football, you know. Everyone talked about football. A lot of students always watched their games, and just playing against the all the teams in Thailand, I guess you don't really find like a bad team, you know.
Oh,
Every team there is good. They all know how to play football. The basics of football, it's always very good there. Whereas here, you know, you might play some teams that are maybe not as good.
okay.
But then I think just the culture, the way people train, it's like they really care about football, you know. They want to get better and they don't do it just during training. They also try to do it outside of training with extra workouts or watching film, you know.
Mm,
I think that's the main difference that I saw.
okay. All right. So, because of your trainings and because of your um, early formation years in BISP and with your Brazilian coaches, you were able to blossom into a good player in at an early age. And you said in your guide-on interview that after developing your game in international soil, you it was only ever Ateneo at the back of your mind. But
Yeah,
before that, were there any possible, let's say, opportunities for you to play college abroad?
I mean in BISP they're really helpful with that,
Mm.
but then it has to come from you.
Oh,
So if you wanted to apply for the States, for example, like a lot of my teammates did, then they would really help you with that.
okay.
But then it would have to come from you. And for me, when I was in high school, my last 2 years,
Mm.
I didn't really see myself going to college in the States
Oh,
or abroad.
okay.
So I focused more on just finishing high school there and then coming back here.
Okay. So the goal or the plan was to really go back to the Philippines
Yeah, if it was for college, then
for
yeah.
college.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And I'm sure like the reason that you ultimately chose to go back to Ateneo was your relationship with Coach JP. So, how much of a role do you think he played in persuading you to come back to Ateneo for college?
I mean, a huge role. He was training me when I was a kid,
Mm.
some extra 1v1 sessions. So I think since then, I always knew that if I were to come back to play football here, then I would really only go to play for Coach JP.
Mm.
And yeah, I mean, he didn't really have to persuade me since I already made up my mind to. But also, I didn't get any offers or no one from other schools also approached me.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I only applied to Ateneo. And yeah,
Okay. So you did apply for Ateneo around what, if I could remember, like 2020,
yeah, around that time.
2022.
Yeah,
And
2022.
I don't know if like Dove knows this, but the first experience or the first time that I um knew of Dove was around my second or third training session with AMFT, and I was a new manager pa then. And I was asking Boss Nate, like our previous head
Yeah.
manager before, I was like, boss, who are the good players in the team? Because we're coming back from the pandemic. We
Yeah.
don't.
First
There
season back.
was
Yeah.
yeah, there were new players, so I didn't know who they were. Then he was like, Dov Cariño, rookie pa lang, pero he's so good now because he was like youth national team and you're always in the youth national teams nga daw. So yeah, and then I remember
Was
that.
Nate?
Yeah, it was Nate. And I remember pa you were
Blonde.
blonde pa
Yeah.
din. I was like,
Yeah. Blonde.
okay, okay. And I saw your early potential nga in season 85. Even though, how old were you then? Mga 18, 19?
Yeah. 18, 19 around that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yun. Going to your first season in season 85, um, well, I don't know if a lot of people know, but you didn't score any
Yeah.
goals that season. And parang it's like a running joke that time ng season 85 now. When will Dove get his first goal?
Yeah.
Doon. Pero he was getting a lot of assists. And we know that the quality was there. And unfortunately, it was cut short because you had obligations with the Southeast Asian Games with the Philippine team. So, first question in that regard, like, can you tell me how that first season was for you and your feeling na medyo na cut short that season?
Yeah, I mean that first season was really exciting for me. I was able to talk to a lot of the players about UAAP. And first game pa lang, we had UP na, and then
Yeah.
it was the stadium was packed. Even the other side, and I was surprised that college football here would get that many fans, and the drums, of course, the drums was new. They were very new to me,
Okay.
so I was really excited, and I was happy to play in that kind of environment. And I think that season I was coming in pretty confident because I thought I was like, okay, like I just came from national team, like I shouldn't be nervous. I should have a bit of confidence in myself.
Yeah.
But yes, the season went on. I couldn't get a goal, and I was thinking like, baka you shouldn't be overconfident or but yeah, and then it got cut short, and that was a bummer, of course, because I was enjoying and I wanted to help the team. We were doing pretty well, and we actually made it to the finals that year,
Yes.
but we fell short to FEU.
Mm,
And being in the stands, I just wanted to be able to help the team however I could, and I wanted to play to be able to, yun nga, maybe help a bit
mm,
and just experience that first final of UAP.
yeah. Well, it was worth it because you were able to serve the country in the Southeast Asian Games. And, that infamous goal that you scored against the home team. So, walk us through that goal. Like, you came on as a substitute, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think in the 80th minute actually.
Oh,
So it was like little playing time lang.
okay. So, like, yeah, take us through that moment and, like, what was your mindset? No, it was an early cross.
Yeah, it was an early
Yeah,
cross.
go. Take
I
us through
mean,
it.
yeah, so we were down 1-0 and we couldn't lose that game to keep our hopes of qualifying alive.
Mm.
So of course I was nervous coming in, playing for the country, first SEA games. I was like, oh no, like
Daming
okay.
tao pa nun, if I
Damn, yeah, yeah. We were playing against the host country and the whole stadium was packed, like thousands of people. And then yeah, we got a throw in like 90 extra time na, like 90 something.
mm
And then Naughty, one of my teammates, he put in an early ball.
Yeah.
And then everything went slow-mo, I guess. De joke lang.
The cliche.
Joke lang. He put in the early cross and I was just thinking, just try to get like a touch on it.
Yeah.
So then I felt the ball. I was able to head the ball, and then parang I look over and it looked good. I saw
Oh,
the keeper dive, and I was like, wait, he might not get it. And then parang a few seconds later, I see my teammates running to me. So Yun nga, I had a whole plan. I had a whole plan for a celebration if ever I did score, but all of that just it went away. It left my mind, and I just ran straight to our bench.
Uh-uh.
And that's probably my favorite goal of my entire
So
career,
far.
because
So
that was
far.
my first
Yeah.
for the national team and it was very important. So yeah,
Because I remember you, like you said nga, like you had a whole celebration planned.
yeah.
Well, I think you were shushing the crowd lang in the, I was like, man, this guy has balls, huh? Shushing
No,
the
that was the
whole
original
crowd.
plan.
Ah, okay.
I wanted to shush them like at the corner flag, because there were so many of them talaga, and
Uh-uh.
so loud, and then their players were like trash talking us pa. So
Ah,
it became a heated game. But then after that goal nga, like I forgot what I wanted to do,
yeah.
and I just ran to the bench, and I remember I couldn't really restory any of the stories because my face was like I was screaming, and it was messy. So yeah.
Okay. Actually, a quick follow-up question. If I remember correctly, Rob Gear was your manager or coach at that
Yeah.
time. How was he as a coach?
He was really good, for me personally. As a bench player that tournament, he made us feel like we weren't bench players.
Hmm.
He always said that we were finishers, like we were there to finish the game, and that really stuck with me. Wherever I went, if I was on the bench, yeah, recently in the AFC U23,
Hmm.
I was also on the bench, but I was able to play all three games. And yeah, I guess the whole tournament I was just thinking of what Coach Rob used to say, that
Yeah.
being a sub doesn't mean you're a sub. Um, yeah, you're just there, you just finish the game off, and you're equally as important as the players who start. So personally, I think he was a great coach. He had a clear vision for what he wanted to do. We just weren't able to provide enough for his
Yeah.
vision to work.
Okay. Actually, guys, short tangent, and Dov
Yeah,
mentioned na yun nga, he was a substitute for the recent AFC
yeah,
U23. I was like, I was watching it and I was messaging like because our managers chatters are still active, or
yeah.
even though if we're graduated already, but I kept messaging that group chat every time Dove played because I was like, oh my god, this dude's so good, like coming off the bench, because I was like ankle breaking everyone, like being positive, a positive player, taking on his man in the wing, and then even provided an assist, if I remember correctly.
An assist,
Almost an assist.
almost,
Yeah,
yeah,
almost an assist. But yeah, it was very positive, and there you guys have it. There's a backstory on why he's motivated to, even though he's a substitute. So okay, going back to Ateneo for a
yeah,
bit. Season 86.
yeah,
Let's talk about that. Like, unfortunately, you weren't eligible to play that season.
yeah.
However, you were still part of the team, and you were able to help the team in other ways, such as becoming a pseudo student manager at that, at that point. Nah. And
Yeah.
you were helping with the stats, you were helping with, team logistics. For you, Dov, like, doing stats and being from that vantage point in the stands, how is that for you as a player? And siguro first your feelings about it, but at the same time, like your how you see the game now because of that experience.
I mean, of course, at the time, it wasn't the best feeling. I
Mm,
wanted to be down there with my teammates. We trained a whole year for that season, and then I found out a week before our
mm,
first game lang that I wasn't allowed to play pala. So watching every game, it was a bad feeling. I had a bad feeling, um, because I just wanted to be down there playing with them,
yeah.
and helping. But I guess being up in the stands and watching your team play, you kind of realize and you see some things that you don't see when you're down there playing.
Mm,
And it helps just your mindset. You see certain situations where down there it may seem like you have no time, or yeah, you have no time, you have no space, but then it made me realize that actually. You do have time. You have space in certain situations when you receive the ball or when you play. And I was able to see how the other schools played.
Mm,
And until now, I keep that in mind, like what I thought was their weak point or where they were good at. And I try to incorporate that into my games right now. And yeah, I guess it helped. It helped a lot, but it was bittersweet.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And guys, aside from the, we're serious din naman in student manager work. Like we do the stats and stuff.
Yeah.
But Dove and I, we had a lot of fun that season
Yeah.
because aside from okay, one story, you wag niyo tularan to, but one time we were making side bets in the stands.
The free kicks.
The free kicks.
Yeah, the free
And
kicks.
then one specific memory that I remember was Leo. Nung UE game. Because we were like it was on top of the
Yeah,
on
on
top
top
of the
of
D.
yeah, right on top of the D,
And
yeah.
then I was like, no, he won't score this. And then Dom was like, bet you 50 pesos he
Yeah.
scores this. And then of course Leo,
Yeah, top
he's
bins. I
he's
remember
top
that. Top
bins.
left, yeah.
I had to give him 50 pesos and then he used it for like a drink lang. Like
Yeah,
during halftime.
that's for my Mango Graham in UP, the best.
Uh-uh. So, aside from that aside from like the bets, we also trash talk some players.
Yeah.
We won't get into the specifics of like, who, but yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, yon, aside from or because of your experiences in seeing the game in a different lens. Season 87 was really your breakout year. And, you won best midfielder and, sometimes carrying the team on your back. One specific game was that UP game where you scored a brace. Um, how was that experience like for you? Especially that, you knew that coming off a non-eligibility year,
Yeah.
a lot of expectations were on you to perform.
I mean, yeah, of course it was a great feeling to be able to have a good year,
Mm.
but I wouldn't go as far as carrying the team on my back
Of course,
because
of course.
that season 87 team, every single player there was good and was reliable. You know, every single player could create chances,
Yeah.
create goals. But the main thing for me was coming off season 86 where I wasn't able to play. And I had a lot of national team tournaments the year
Mm.
before that and season 86. I felt pressured to perform because
Mm.
yun nga, I wasn't able to play season 86 and I only played half of season 85.
Yeah.
So I felt pressured to perform. One, because I felt bad for Coach JP. I wasn't able to play na 1.5 seasons. And secondly, I was making appearances for the national team. So of course I didn't want people to think like, oh, how's he even in the national team? Or so yeah, I felt a lot of pressure going into the first few games of season 87.
Yeah.
But then luckily the team was really good. All our goals were a lot of team goals, you know,
Actually.
coming from build ups
Mm.
to the side, especially Matty. Matty Rojas, yeah, he gave me almost half of my goals were from his crosses, I'm pretty sure.
Mm.
So I'm forever grateful to Matty for that.
Yeah.
And yeah, the whole team was amazing for me. From Artus to our center backs, Jet Fonzie,
Mm.
Javier, Jethro, of course. The rookies were really important for us. Marcos, Colio, Galen, of course. Galen, one of my favorite players to play with.
Yeah.
And Captain Leo. Every single player there that I mentioned, and even the subs, made it really easy to play the game.
Mm.
And yun nga, luckily enough, it made it really easy to be able to score some goals.
Some goals. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think the credit should go to me. It should go to every single player that was on that season 87 team.
Okay. That's our captain right there this season. Actually, let's give you some credit then. Can I ask what was your favorite goal that season out of your 11 goals?
I think. probably between two or three. Definitely the volley against LaSalle.
Oh yeah.
Um, I that's one of my favorite goals. And second goal against UP, because against UP the crowd was amazing there, and it was to go to 2-0 up
2-0 up, yeah.
against a really strong UP side. So it's got to be one of those two goals.
Mm.
I can't really decide.
Okay. Okay. Well, because of your team play and strong continuity, you guys made it to the finals, and of course, unfortunately, we didn't win it all. You know, but as Captain Leo nga once said in the podcast, now winning's just a byproduct of everything that we worked hard for, everything like the year that teams get to experience together. But for you, like overall, your overall assessment from last season, and siguro talk about that final na din a bit.
Yeah, I mean, of course, last season was really good for us. That final will always be sad, a disappointing loss in the finals, especially with how our season went, sweeping the first round, and then I think I think we lost two games that whole season,
Yeah.
two games. So our morale was very high as a team, and we really believed that that would be the year that we would bring home the championship. So of course it was really disappointing. I do believe that we still should have won that year,
Mm,
and we just weren't able to bring the same game that we brought the whole season to that final. And that's no one's fault, it happens. But looking back, of course, you get disappointed because right now we could have all had a championship under our names,
yeah.
and it would just be a symbol to how hard we worked that year.
Yeah.
All the mornings we woke up for, all the early mornings for training, balancing that with school, and performing on game day. So I think it was really disappointing
Mm,
that we weren't able to get rewarded for the kind of season we had.
yeah.
And I know everyone feels that way because it hurts more when you know you could have done it than when you were just there to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my take on last season.
Mm. Okay. Well, yun nga. It was definitely a disappointing event for Ateneo fans, but you guys have a chance for redemption this season,
Yeah,
and we won't really delve into this season that much because it's still ongoing. And then, of course, as different teams also, like the teams I interview or the players I interview, I tell them na I don't want to jinx it, so we're not gonna
yeah.
delve into that much. But just a couple of questions about this season. Obviously, that you're one of the from being one of the youngest players in the team, like the youngest player in season 85, to now becoming a veteran and the captain of the team. What's your mindset now coming, as the season progresses? And like, what do you continually impart on the young players of the team now?
I mean, it's a very different feeling. I always got used to having players like Leo, like Jet De La Cruz, like Artus, Simon to look up to, and they would always guide me. So I guess this year feels very different to me because now it's me who has to do that with the younger players.
Mm,
And I think the most important thing for me is that we put into training what we want to show when we play. I think that's very important to add to the culture we have, the environment,
mm,
that we train hard, we work for our success, and that it's okay to make mistakes. In the games, I would always say that just bounce back from the mistakes. You need to have a short memory when it comes to football because it can really affect your confidence. But I guess for me, what I want the younger players to know is you won't get anywhere without putting the work in, especially with the gym sessions and trainings. And that's what I want to leave with them.
Mm, okay. Can I just say, Dov, and also for the people who watch this podcast, I just wanted to say that I'm really proud of Dov, especially because from season 85 to 86, he's really grown into a we've always known that he was good, but becoming a mature and more um, calm player on the field is something that he he progressed over the years. And one kwento that really like um, struck me the most, or na remember ko pa din until now, was that we were making jokes about Dove becoming captain nung season 86. Nung sa Iloilo, do you remember that,
Yeah.
Dove? Like you were wearing the armband pa, and then the players would take it away from you. It's like,
Yeah.
but now there you have it. He's become the captain of the AMFT, and that's a product of his work and also the trust that he gained from Coach JP over the years. Actually, aside from the becoming captain, another thing that you gained siguro this season is Kofi.
Yeah.
Season 87, he wasn't there. Um, he wasn't eligible. How much of a factor, how much of a contribution do you think that Kofi's return has been to the team, this iteration of the AMFT?
I mean, for sure, a huge role, or a huge factor. He didn't play football for a year, but he's top scorer of the UAAP right now. So it just speaks to how good Kofi is.
Mm.
And as a teammate, he's the kind of teammate who's always asking questions, always wanting to learn, always wanting to get better. And that rubs off on everyone on the team, seeing how Kofi is and knowing that we can rely on him. It's a huge confidence booster. And I think it helps everyone else around him because teams are always focused on Kofi,
Yeah.
so it gives everyone else more space and more time on the ball, which I guess from an outsider's perspective, you don't really see. But yeah, that's one of the reasons Kofi has been a huge, um, I guess, improvement in our team coming from season 87.
Okay. Actually, one thing I noticed about Kofi this season, and like the differences that I've noticed from him, is that he really improved his back to the goal play.
Yeah, yeah,
Parang he's more accurate with his passes to you actually in the wide play, and then also to whether it be Molina or
yeah,
Rance. Parang he's really good now in laying the ball off to the wings. Then also he's been clinical, and also I always try to tell him this like before na stay on side, stay with the
yeah.
line. Or like
He's on side
well,
now.
yeah, now he's on side now. So Kof, you'll get that call up soon. We want to know your story also. I mean, well, going back um to Dove. So, yun nga, because of your performances in Ateneo and also because of your hard work and dedication to the game, you continually become part of the national team. And I wanted to know, considering that you're always a constant in the national team, whether it be the youth or the senior national team and the under 23s now, how was that feeling like when you made your senior debut last year in the Mitsubishi Cup on your birthday as well? So
Yeah.
how was that like?
I mean, whenever I get asked this question, I really don't know what to say. The emotions I felt that day, growing up, it was always my dream to be able to play with the seniors
Mm.
for the Philippines. And I didn't think it would come at that age or that early on in my career. So being able to play for the senior team last year was one of the best feelings I've ever had. It was like a reward and like something telling me that all my hard work wasn't for nothing.
Mm,
And that everything that I've worked for in terms of football has led to that. And it was a very fulfilling moment in my career and in my life.
mm. Actually, we talked to Leo about this also, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it also.
Yeah,
Leo said that the seniors in that team said that that iteration of the national team in the Mitsubishi Cup, it was really a tight knit group, and parang the chemistry was an all time high. In your perspective, what made that team really successful? Considering that, yeah, yun nga, it's been a while since we made the semis of that tournament, and you guys reached that feat.
I mean, for me, I think it was the hunger of that team, wanting to win every single game.
Mm,
And you could see it in training, the focus and the quality that every player would put in. You could see that everyone wanted to win and wanted to make history,
mm,
especially playing at home. The home games where the fans would actually turn up. I think that was very important. And I guess just the quality that every player had and they knew they had it. So you no one was scared to play against the powerhouses
yeah.
or the other Asian countries, which I think was very important because everyone had the confidence to play and everyone had the hunger to match the confidence.
Okay. Ah, that's really nice. And sabi ko nga na because of that tournament, it really catapulted the national team. Like we haven't lost in a while. We're riding high. Like we're top of the group sa Asian
Yeah.
game, sa Asian Cup qualifiers. Coming into the Maldives game this coming week, or whenever you watch this podcast, guys.
Yeah.
But yun nga, um, it's been a really, in terms of performance on the field, it's been really a good momentum shifter for the national team. I wanted to ask Dov, like, what's your welcome to the national team moment? Na you'd say na there's a senior that um like in training na you'd say na, oh my gosh, this is, there's levels to this. And yeah, so what's your welcome to the national team moment?
Welcome to the national team moment. Like there's levels to this.
Yeah.
Probably my first session with the senior national team.
Mm,
We had a possession game, a normal possession game. But then I got shocked with the quality, the pace that that they were playing on, they
mm,
were playing at, and the touches. No one ever had a bad touch. Everything was always on point. It was always played to the right foot. You know, my first session, I struggled to keep up with the pace. Playing in college compared to all of these players who play professionally. Mm, yeah. And then I think recently was being in that training camp with Garrett Holtman.
oh,
Yeah, I was excited. I wanted to see how different the level was, especially because he's playing in the Bundesliga.
yeah, yeah.
And you could really see that he was really a top player.
Mm,
That just everything he did in terms of on the ball or off the ball, you could just see the difference in quality that he brought to the football pitch. So that was a really surreal moment to me, and it's a moment that I'll never forget.
okay. Speaking on Holtman, did he like give you any? Were you did you have a chance to talk to him, and like was he able to give you like any specific tips or like hacks in the field that he
I mean,
uses?
I didn't really get to speak to him in terms
Ah,
of like that, but I was able to hang out with him and be on the same pitch as him.
mm.
So yeah, I was mostly with Silla John, Sandro.
Uh,
Yeah.
okay. Speaking of like Sandro, I asked Leo this also, and you guys still do it till now. Yung Paro G celebration. How, like from your perspective, um, siguro how did that come to be, and also how do you remember to do it? Like in your celebrations, even this season, because parang most of your goals you still do the Par G, and then aside from the other celebrations that you do.
I mean, before our games this season, Leo would usually text me like, "Paro paro if you score." Ah."
Uh-uh.
So when I do paro paro, I think of Leo mostly,
Mm.
and it started because we saw a picture after Sandro scored a goal against Thailand of Oscari
Oscar,
doing
yeah.
the paro paro behind Sandro. So yeah, I guess that's where it started. Mm. If Sandro's watching, you have no relevance in the celebration. Joke lang. Yeah, it started with Sandro and Oscari, and
Okay.
then it's really Leo who
Lay.
kind of reminds me to do it. Like asks if I can do it if I score, and yeah, it's mostly Leo.
Because he still does it till today. Like
Yeah.
when he scored the brace in Cebu, he did the Par G celebration. So yeah. Actually, last question for you, Dov, before we conclude our podcast. As you've come to know, I'm sure that you felt it also, that college moves quick na from 85 to 88.
Yeah.
Bilis ng oras. So, it's crazy to think na you're heading into your fourth and fifth years. So, for a Dov Carino, what's the ultimate goal siguro in the near future and also after college?
For sure, I want to be able to bring a championship back to Ateneo.
Mm.
It's been too long, in my opinion, that we haven't had the championship, and we've been knocked out 3 years in a row, whether it was in the finals or the semis. So I think it's only a matter of time where we bring the championship home ourselves, and yeah, for the community, and I think importantly for coach to be able to reward him for all the work he puts in to
Yeah.
help us grow as players. And I think for me, after college, of course, I want to try to at least pursue my dream of playing professionally,
Yeah.
whether it be here or abroad. I think in a perfect world, I'd be playing abroad at the top level.
Mm.
But yeah, I just want to be able to pursue that path of professional football, even just for a while. And then
Mm.
if it doesn't work out, then I'll get a job. But I want to pursue football.
No, it'll definitely work out because, yun nga, you're very talented. And yun. There you have it, guys. That hopefully, let's see. There are a lot of good teams this season. And uh, objectively, I'm rooting for all of the teams.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Before we end, let's play one more game, Dov.
All right.
This or that. You just have to pick one, um, one or the other, and then
Sure.
give a short explanation. So first, nutmeg or ankle breaker. You've had a lot of both actually.
Ooh, nutmeg.
Nutmeg.
Yeah, nutmeg for sure. Gets
Okay.
the crowd going, and
Ah.
I guess it's a mental battle too.
Ah.
If you nutmeg someone, like you have that on them, and I think for me, just nutmegging someone is a great feeling.
Actually, I'm really curious about this stuff. Since you're a player that's really shifty, yun nga, I've said na you've had a lot of nutmegs and ankle breakers. Do you hear the oohs and ahs in the crowd, or
I
you
do
really
hear it
don't?
actually. I do
Ah,
hear it.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
So
okay.
it's a great feeling. Yeah.
All right. So next, smash it in the goal or panenka. Reason,
Panenka.
of course.
Panenka.
If you
You get to
guys,
have that on the keeper.
if you
Yeah.
guys seen his goal against FEU, you know why he chose panenka. So next, long sleeves or short sleeves? Because Lay told me in his podcast interview that he influenced you to do long sleeves this season. So is it long sleeves or still short sleeve?
I mean, yeah, I never wore long sleeves before until I decided, you know what, I want to try it. And I've been wearing long sleeves ever since I tried it. So as of now, for now,
For
I'll
now.
choose long sleeves. Yeah,
Okay.
like at the moment.
Okay. Next. Par G celebration or ice cold celebration?
I'll say Paro Paro G for my friends. Leo, Sandro, Oscari.
Okay, okay. But you've been recently doing the ice cold celebration a lot for cold porn.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
favorite player right now. So
Okay, okay.
yeah,
All right. Next. Winning goal in the UAP final or winning goal in the Southeast Asian Games?
I mean, definitely the Southeast Asian Games. It's different if it's for your country,
uh
and yeah, I just feel like that would be an amazing feeling that you would never be able to take away.
Okay. All right. Next. You've worn these two shoes over the years, but F50s or Mercurials?
F50s for
F50.
me, yeah.
Shout out to Adidas. Okay. Next. Number 7 or number 11?
Number 7.
Number
I've
7.
been wearing number 7 for Ateneo, and yeah,
Remind
number
me again, what was your first, like, what was your training number in your rookie season again?
58. I had
58.
58 for
Why was
training.
it 58 again?
I mean, number 7 was taken, and I was a rookie, so of course
Okay.
I had no right to ask for number 7 or so I decided 58 because that was the number I got in my first year for high school UAP.
Ah,
I was like, you know what, might as well
all
just
right.
do 58.
Okay, okay. Next. This is like controversial.
All
Hand
right,
wrap or no hand wrap?
hand wrap. It just looks better,
Just
and I
looks
will always
better.
get hand wrap. Yeah.
Okay. Guys, if I can share, and we can cut this if sabihin ni Dov na bawal. He hands, this is a secret but he hand wraps it even though nagagalit si PTKC sometimes with him. Nung 86 specifically. He was like, hindi ka naman injured bakit ka mag-hand wrap? So, pero, it looks good nga. It looks good in the field. Okay.
Yeah.
So, last, last,
All right.
last this or that question. And you don't have to be biased, okay? Dapat
All right.
factual, based on factual evidence.
Sure.
Bukayo Saka or Cole Palmer?
Cole Palmer. That's not even a question.
He hasn't even scored recently.
Better all around, you know.
He's injured right now.
Yeah, but still, Cole Palmer. Saka doesn't come anywhere near Cole Palmer.
Okay, wow, that's a hot take right there. So there you have it, guys. This has been the Dov Cariño episode. For me, it's been a great time with Dov, catching up with him, and also getting to know more of his story. But before I let you go, Dov, you have to recommend me our next guest in Laws of the Game. And it can be an Atenean player, or it can
Yeah.
be from other schools, or any player, coach, or manager that you want us to interview next.
I have a couple names actually, but just one, I
Just
guess.
one, yeah.
I'd love to hear your podcast with Jethro Flores and
Jethro
for
Flores.
his accent to finally come out on the podcast.
Okay. Jeff, if this comes out and you hear this, alam mo na, like,
Yeah,
kahit
make
hindi
sure
pa
he
ako
gets on this
mag-DM.
podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, kahit hindi ako mag-DM, you should know, Juris, when are you getting me on the pod? Okay, so there you have it, guys. This has been episode 3 of Laws of the Game podcast, and see you guys in the next game day. Bye.
All right. Thank you.